our personal opinion. All right, so
Fight.
I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hear everyone's opinions. I'm going to let it marinate, and I'm going to make my decision at the end. So who would like to go first?
I will go first.
Okay.
Disco Elysium.
It has like one thing on the game.
It's on indie games.
Yeah.
I don't care. It is a hands
I
down
knew he was going to pick that.
best game this year. A spectacular RPG. You can't beat it.
I think I'm going to buy it for my roommate for Christmas since he hasn't gotten it yet.
He still doesn't have it?
No, he doesn't. And he's really annoyed about it because another friend of ours
keeps
talking
spoiling
about
it.
He doesn't keep spoiling it, but he keeps talking about it.
Is it who I think it is?
He only has one roommate.
No. I know the roommate, but
the
the
one
friend.
who lives down the street from us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's that game is fantastic. If you
Why
don't,
is it fantastic?
okay, so you play as a detective throughout this game, and I know like there have been plenty of other great detective games. Period. That's the most weeby thing, anyway. So you play as a detective throughout this game, and you have like hardcore amnesia because your character has drunken himself into like a near-death stupor. And the part of the game is recovering your memories as well as solving the mysteries in the area that you're in. It's a completely well-built fantasy world, and the unique thing about it is that your character has the ability to introspect with 64 internal personalities that are also the skill system for the game. So you have 4 main attributes. Each attribute has 6 skills. And those skills have their own personality. And not only can they influence what you do, but as you level up and progress through the game, you choose which skills you want to focus on. And the more you focus on those skills, the more they have the ability to influence you. And so the skills all have their own unique personality. They're all functionally characters, and they have a unique interaction amongst themselves and with each other. They can have entire conversations in your head without you having any input, and it's just one of the best things ever to experience. It is fantastic. So, like, one of the skills is electrochemistry, which is the one that I love to bring up the most.
Yes, he does.
Because it's hilarious. I personally don't support it. It's the skill that I least use in my game. But it's basically your character's desire for and tolerance of drugs.
Wow.
Basically, yes. That's what it functionally represents. And the skill wants nothing more than for you to imbibe as hard as you possibly can. Anything at all. If it's alcohol, smoking, cocaine, meth, if it's there, it wants you to take it. And it has the most strange way of persuading you to do drugs ever.
Drugs and strategy combined.
Yes, because the best part about it is, okay, the more electrochemistry you have, the more drugs you can take without ODing, one. And the more drugs that you take, because every drug has a benefit. So whenever you take a drug, it gives you a bonus to something. So when you smoke, it increases your intellect. It makes you more thoughtful. When you drink, it makes you more durable. You can take more punishment. You
So
know
what you're
I'm saying?
telling me is that I should give this to my young cousins.
Yeah, sure. Let it influence them. But yeah, so electrochemistry just purely exists. And if you give in to any of your skills, any of them at all, it affects the way a world around you sees you. So, for instance, electrochemistry sees you walking past a bum who's spilled his alcohol, right? So there's a puddle of rum on the floor. And, you know, normally if you're sane, you're like, oh, well, that's wasted. No one's going to want
You're
to.
going to lick it?
Yes. If electrochemistry controls you, you will totally get down on your hands and knees, and you will enjoy that sweet, sweet rum off the floor.
Doesn't matter what's been on the floor. It doesn't matter if there was rats there.
It doesn't matter at all. It wants you to take drugs, and you will take them. It has the ability to detect drugs if you get it high enough. It's like, I think there are smokes underneath that truck, and I'm just like, I wasn't, what do you mean? And I actually had to pause the game, like pan the camera around to figure out what it was talking about, and actually found a pack of 20 cigarettes underneath the tire of a truck.
Wow.
And I'm like, I didn't notice it. The player didn't, but the skill did. You actually walk into this kid's hideout where he's been smuggling speed. And so functionally you're just like investigating around trying to figure out where everything is in this kid's hideout, and you just notice that there's like a line of cocaine on the desk. And you just I
Like
didn't
what-
notice
yeah.
it. Yeah, but electrochemistry is just like, is that Coke?
You need it in your system now.
Yeah, right. Yummy, juicy Coke.
Let me just slam your face on the table.
And you functionally do. You just you Scarface it, dude. Mountains of cocaine. You just bam, hand to the table. Oh yeah, dude. The game is amazing. There's one called Physical Instrument, which is your mastery of your body, how much pain and punishment you can take, and it's functionally a fascist gym coach. It's like, if you can use your body to do something, you will. It's like, there's a locked garbage can, like a garbage disposal unit that's locked by the city, and someone's thrown evidence in there, and the city watch has come around and locked up the garbage can so people don't go rifling through the trash, right? So you're like, okay, cool. We'll just go into the building and ask the owner for the key.
Right.
And then Physical Instrument, because I wanted to be a tough, healthy character, is just like, or we could break the lock. And I'm like, but it's city property. There's no reason for us to. But there's a crowbar in the trunk. And it's just like, and so you stop. And normally you could be like, all right, well, I don't want to listen to you. But if you don't have enough willpower, it
Can't
takes
stop
over.
it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes over. So you get a quest, get the crowbar out of the trunk. And then not only did you take this dude's crowbar and bash open the garbage can to get to the evidence, but you all of a sudden keep the crowbar. You're like, well, shouldn't I give this back? And he's just like, what crowbar? You don't own a crowbar. And I go into my inventory, and there is a crowbar. I turn my character around, and in his back pocket is a crowbar, and I can't get rid of it. Because Physical Instrument wants to have a crowbar. And when the first time you get into a fight after picking up the crowbar, it pulls out the crowbar and beats the person you're fighting into a bloody pulp because it's an insane nut. And every skill does this. It's the best RPG I've ever played. It is fantastic.
From his passion, you can see why he picked that as his game of the year. What about you, Cussler?
Look,
We already know his answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've heard my answer one time, a million times. It's still gonna be Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers.
Okay, if Final Fantasy...
specifically Shadowbringers. I'm not. This is specifically what has come out in the past half a year.
The latest expansion.
Yes.
If it didn't exist, what would you pick? You can pick one of your weeb games.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah.
Pick a non-MMORPG, please.
Come, Devontae, go. I got to think about it.
And it can't be a mobile game.
That's not fair.
Of course it's not. Please. Proceed, Devontae. And mobile games are practically MMORPGs anyway. Proceed.
This sucks because Ghost of Tsushima isn't on there, so
It's not out yet.
it should have
You
been
can't
out.
pick it as
It
game of the
should've
year
been
yet.
out.
You
You haven't
haven't
even
even played
It should have been out. I don't need to play it.
I was
know
waiting
it's
for
good.
him to say.
I know it, but all seriousness, this list does suck.
I'm also. Not
It doesn't
a fan
have
of
to
this
be from
list.
the list. It can be whatever game you played this year.
I want to play Ghost of Tsushima.
And it has to be a game that exists currently that
And
you
that
can
you
play.
have played. You have to have played it.
Yeah.
Future me, tell me in your review how good this game was, and then we could edit that back into this episode. Nah, we really didn't have a lot of good games this
But
year.
if you
man.
had to pick one, which one would you pick? Sekiro?
Sekiro was cool. Control was cool too. Nothing just blew me out of the water this year.
Smash Brothers?
That was okay. It's Smash Brothers. I already know what to
See?
expect.
And y'all are hating on me.
But it's not. No. You have to respect Smash
I
Brothers.
respect Smash. I'm a huge Smash
Can't
player. I
just
used
write
to
it
play in
off.
I used to play in tournaments around here and everything. Like I'm not writing it off. It's a great game. It's just not a game I would pick as a game of the year for myself.
If I had to put one up there, I'd probably go with Control.
Control. Okay.
Control's pretty decent.
Decent's not
It's
not
like
great.
L.A. Noir meets Infamous. So that was a
Okay.
pretty cool mix.
I haven't played it. I guess I need to try it out. My game of the year, and it's not on any Game Awards list because it was too late, but it's Jedi Fallen Order. I really, really enjoy this game. I've been playing it a lot.
How many times has Vader killed you?
I haven't finished it yet.
No, I'm just saying. How many times has Vader killed you? You can admit it. So far, how many times have you died to Dark Vader?
Not 200 something like that, like somebody I saw on YouTube.
It's like, look.
There's a glitch to it. If you sit still for a while, Darth Vader just disappears. He doesn't approach you unless you approach him. So if you just stare at him for like a good minute, he disappears.
He was a Force ghost.
Yep.
Well, wherever it was, he messes the main character up is what he does.
Yeah, he does.
So just like
It is a blast of a game,
I
though.
do want to play it. It looks really good.
The storyline is a lot of fun. It feels like a Star Wars story as it should be. The game, the fluidity of of how you play with the lightsaber and how it feels like you truly are a Jedi. We've played Star Wars games where the controls felt clunky with the lightsaber and it didn't feel right.
Force Unleashed was kind of like that.
Yeah, Force Unleashed was where they gave you way too many powers and the lightsaber battles weren't that fun. But this was it made me appreciate action adventure style games again. And I'm a huge fan of Uncharted. It takes a lot of inspiration from the Uncharted series. So I love that aspect. I'm not a huge Dark Souls guy. They're fun, but they're not my, favorite type of game. But they did take aspects of Dark Souls and put it into the game.
Well, it is a game that involves lightsabers, so if you have to pick a genre to base it off of, you're not surviving more than 2 lightsaber strikes.
Right.
So you might as well play it
At
like
least they
it's Dark
did it
Souls.
like that.
Yeah.
They didn't, because Force Unleashed was like playing a Dynasty Warriors game.
Oh, yeah, no, you can get bashed to death with a lightsaber. I'm like, how many times have I been hit in the stomach by this Inquisitor? And
Do you know what would hurt me the most? Was the, I don't know what the name of the creature is, but they have like the battering heads. They just smash into you and you're almost dead after 2 hits.
Man, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the Mandalorian nearly drop dead after 2 hits from a mudhorn.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm just like, you're not that tough. Star Wars is not about a piece.
Star Wars is on fire for me right
They
now.
should just edit that Rocky speech into that scene.
Yeah, right. Oh
The
man,
Mandalorian's great. This game is great.
Look.
I'm sure the movie will be terrible, but hey, at least 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
that 2 out of 3 this year.
Yeah, this
we go
year.
back last year. It's been nothing but failure.
Yeah. Granted, it was made by a great company. Because I play so many games, it's very hard for me to attach to a game and keep wanting to go back. I enjoy Death Stranding a lot. I went back to that, and I'm still enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying this one too. These are 2 games this year that I actually went back and was continuously playing it.
I have like 30 hours in package handling.
Yeah. So I just
One paycheck.
I want Respawn to make more Star Wars games. If the EA contract stays with Disney, I want them to just let Respawn make the games.
Yeah.
Cussler, did you come up with another game?
Yes, I did. And it will come as a shock to no one. Fate Extella Link is actually personally my favorite game of the year because it's the one game that, as Tim had said, I picked up and I played for a good month of it coming out.
Right.
It is the only game that has made me do that currently of this time. Like even Fire Emblem, as much as I liked it, it did get repetitive and a little bit boring because it is, unfortunately, it is the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Fate Extella Link, granted, it's a Dynasty Warriors style game. So first off, like in all honesty, it has no reason to contend with any of the main big games.
Well, with the exception of infinite replayability.
Yes.
because there's no end to Dynasty Warriors.
Right. But honestly, as everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of Fate, and this game captured everything I loved about. First off, my favorite of the Fate universes, which is the Fate Extra series, which is all the stuff in the future on the moon, and it had such a good cast of characters. You have Nero Claudius, Tamama Namai, Elizabeth Bathory, even Artoria Pendragon actually makes an appearance in this one this time. Gilgamesh has one of the best scenes that I've seen him in. It was really good, and it was a good story. That was I'll say the biggest problem with the first Fate Extella game was its story was a bit lackluster. You basically play through 4 different timelines, each one kind of figuring out what the whole overarching story is, but it was never quite up to par to me. This one felt like a much more complete game. It still has a few of the timeline messing around with, but it feels much better. And the improvements they made to the gameplay were much, much, much better. it didn't feel basically so button mashy. You actually had skills that you could use on the side and stuff like that. That would be my pick as a game of the year, and even if it's not anywhere near anyone else's mind of a game of the year.
It's your personal opinion.
Right. I mean,
If it's a game that you go back to and want to keep playing more, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Because at our age, if a game after
Holds
a
our
while
attention.
holds our
Yeah,
attention,
yeah.
it's an important game to us.
I changed my pick.
What's
You do?
Ghost of Tsushima.
oh, okay. Yep.
So
We got it.
yeah,
we got it.
it.
It has held his attention.
Nope. I gotta change it. I gotta split that. It's between Ghost of Tsushima and Cyberpunk 2077.
That's
that
the
is
most
held-
anticipated game.
yeah, I know, right? But it's held his attention for the
I
longest.
already know I'm gonna play it.
And we
I'm gonna
already-
keep playing it too.
Right.
Same
no.
with me for 14, but I've been playing it.
No,
Continue playing it.
So it's been less than a year, right? And I actually have 313 hours in Disco Elysium.
That is,
Bro, it's been out for like
a month.
barely.
That's
Right.
what I mean.
Yeah.
The last
Jesus.
when I remember
And
him,
people wonder why you've
This man is
been
in
you've
a
been
hyperbolic
sleeping in our
time
D&D
playing
sessions.
Well, hold on one second. I don't. That mostly that is done during my own free time, which happens to be work.
yeah, I was gonna say you probably
Yeah.
played a lot while at work because you could just pause it, can't you?
Because when we
Yes.
have D&D Tuesdays, this guy's passing out on the couch over here.
Yes, and so look, I couldn't sleep during that time period anyway. I can't sleep at work, right?
Yeah.
So
Might as well do something productive for your mind.
right. So it's not in any way affecting my ability to play D&D. That's real life kicking my butt.
Yeah.
That's outside of work. But
It is entertaining when he passes out, though.
because I do occasionally wake up to play and then pass back out again.
Yeah, because like Josh would be like, "Okay, it's your turn, Dane," and Dane would just get up and say what he was going to do and go right back to sleep. And he's sleeping. Like,
I've played D&D for so long.
Are you gonna do that when we start playing Star Wars?
No, I'm the GM. If I do that, then something goes horribly wrong.
a man has sleeping problems. But what I was going to say was, obviously, 2019 has been a depressing year for gaming, in my opinion.
Look,
Depressing.
I wouldn't say depressing.
Next year is the year. Next
It's a
year is the
bland.
year.
It's a bland year.
Look. It was a really good year for me, but we all know why.
Yeah, right. No, but look, all I'm saying is that like, okay,
A
all
one,
of my
one
great
good game for the year is not good for gaming.
yeah, no, and then Epic, of course, caused most of the games that I wanted to
Oh,
play.
I'm sorry. I forgot what my true game of the year is. Anthem.
Podcast canceled. We'll be back next week.
Wait. It was the most entertaining game. You can't deny it. Not because we
That and
played
Fallout
it and enjoyed
76.
it. Right, but because we memed it for an entire year.
They're trying to bring that back.
What?
BioWare.
Oh, yeah,
trying to
They
bring
said
back
they were going to
Anthem.
revive Anthem. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
But that's another point. 2019 has been an abysmal year
Yes.
for gaming. Now 2020, that's
Is
where it's
looking
at.
to be amazing.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
so many games.
Key word looking. We
Yeah,
can
that's what I
still
said,
get
looking.
disappointed.
Look, all I got to say is
Well,
that
Cyberpunk will not get delayed.
yes, and more importantly, just like with The Witcher, I'm going to cross 1,000 hours with that game.
Yes.
So, just thinking about it, we've got just thinking about what's coming up. We've got the FF7 remake, at least the
Yep.
first part of it.
Part one. Yep.
For me, 14 continues, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
We have Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Avengers. I'm actually
Avengers
really looking
game.
forward to that.
Mass improvement from the original. So we,
Yeah.
It's looking to be a good year for gaming. Now, granted, all of these could be flops, and we'll just all cry. But
Yeah.
well,
Cyberpunk 2077 will not be a flop.
Even I'm interested in that, and that did not interest me at all before because that genre is not something. I'm
It's
interested in.
interested non-gamers because Keanu Reeves is in it.
yes, and we did pull like at least a free million people just purely off of the fact
Yeah, and they
he's
knew-
Johnny Silverhand.
Just more so me. The actual the trailer that they put out at E3 just looked really good.
I can't wait.
Keanu Reeves is just a bonus on top.
Yeah, he's the cherry on top.
And it's a really big cake.
Yeah.
By the way, this is completely derailed, but have you seen the Keanu Reeves in the new SpongeBob movie?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
He's the
The face and the
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed.
He's functionally God.
Yeah.
He's God in the burning
he's
bush.
he's God for SpongeBob.
somebody made the meme that are you brave enough to reshare Jesus on your timeline?
Man,
And he
tell you.
totally has like because he's still sporting the long hair right now.
Yeah, from Wick.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense because he's gonna be working on
4.
4 here
Yeah.
soon. 2020 looks fun. I mean, we already know about those games, and we'll probably get his Ghost of Tsushima finally for him, so he can.
More of my niche JRPG
Yeah,
games
and
that nobody else plays.
And then I play JRPG games, and then The Last of Us Part 2 is finally coming out. I'm not super duper hyped about it. First one was a fun story, but I'm a bigger Uncharted guy.
All right, no, look. Let's summarize this really quickly about why The Last of Us 2, in my opinion, is not going to give me the full experience that The Last of Us 1 did, and that's because people suck in zombie apocalypses. Okay,
Agreed.
Yeah.
all of the characters are horrible people.
Yes.
They all do horrible things, and the only thing that redeems any zombie apocalypse is the father-child relationship.
Which is Joel and Ellie.
Right, or it's Lee and Clementine, or
Yeah.
it's Rick and Carl, or it's literally
Carl.
Carl.
But my point being is the only thing that saves
Carl.
zombie apocalypses is a guy trying to protect a child and that loving experience you get as you kill thousands of people.
So you're saying because it flip flops to where Ellie's the main character, it won't be
it's
as
just not going to cover it.
fulfilling?
On
No.
the opposite side of that, I think the hardened badass is what sells the zombie apocalypse.
Nah. Look, I love Michonne to
Yeah,
death,
but then-
it's not going to carry the series.
Days Gone was a total flop, and
Yeah.
he didn't have
That was just
anybody
a
who was
bad
really
game.
yeah.
That was yeah.
Look,
Eh.
it's just fundamental.
I forgot it existed until we mentioned Last of Us Part 2. To be honest,
Right. Look, it's just fundamental that since every character is basically a bastard.
But the other reason
In
why I'm
zombie
excited
apocalypses.
about 2020 is because the games we don't know about yet, the ones that PlayStation and Xbox are keeping under wraps for their
Ooh,
launch.
we do know that Saints Row is coming back, and I'm
Yeah, we
excited
do.
for that.
Yeah, hopefully it's Saints Row, more like Saints Row 3 than Saints Row 4.
Man, it's just gonna be more over the top nonsense.
That's the point.
That's the point, though.
Like I want to go back to Saints Row 2. I can't get any
I like
bigger.
3. I like
Saints
3.
Row the Third was the best
best.
game I've ever played.
It was retarded.
I loved it.
It was fun. But it was ridiculous, dude.
That's
Come
the
on.
point.
The scene with the escorts with the machine guns. These hoes ain't hoes. That was great.
This is a good stopping point for the gaming pulse. We are looking forward to 2020. We can't wait to tell you what we enjoyed in 2020 a year from now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for letting us get to the root of our geek culture with you. Thanks, guys.